going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to make a Photoshop tutorial about this particular effect right here. I know there is a video that is a little bit older. I got it actually a little bit off that and applied a few modifications. So yeah, you see it's actually quite a nice effect with text. Like I really like it actually, and there are many ways how you can do this. Like you see, there's a gradient going on over here. We have some like star thing effects, and it's obviously not perfect, but you can do it as you want. There are so many variations to this. And yeah, so for those of you who wondered, where's the Monday with video? Well, it like vacation, and like nobody actually is here. Okay, a few are here obviously because I'm at home, but like quite a few people are on vacation, so it doesn't really matter. And like I have vacation as well, but I also go to work now to get a computer assembled with which I can actually make better content. So yeah, let's actually get started. We're gonna bring up the menus here, and we're gonna actually make a new document. We're gonna call it disordered text with a 1920 by 1080 pixel resolution and a 72 ppi, so resolution like pixels per inch. You can make that higher if you want, but I'm not gonna make it for now. 72 pixels per inch is okay. RGB color 8-bit, and hit OK. So you will be presented with a white. No, that's not what I wanted to do. You will be presented with a white sheet of paper. We're first gonna unlock this and then invert it. You can see all what I do down below. If you see this here, that means Command, and if you're on Windows, that will be Control. Let me see. So first we're gonna make the text. So select the text tool for that. I'm gonna use the font Batman Forever Alternate. It's pretty good text font actually. I really like it. Take a 150 size of the text, and we're just gonna hit not enter, but we're gonna make the text. We're gonna select it all and make it wide so we can see what we're actually doing. And I didn't type the T there. Now you're going to hit Command A and then go over these two things here. And I actually would like to have it a little bit bigger. Let me see. This is actually okay. Really like this size. So then just center it again. Then deselect it. Now what we're gonna do now is make a copy of this, and then go to Filter, Blur, Motion Blur, hit OK, and make sure the angle is set to 90 degrees. And then we're just gonna mess with this over here. Now what this is going to do is it's going to basically blur out, or not blur out, but like blur the whole thing. First we're gonna go with 940 something, then we're gonna duplicate this layer yet again, drag it above this one, and do the exact same thing, except, no, not lens blur, this here, okay, except now we're gonna make it a little bit smaller, okay. Then we're going to do that again. The important thing is that you actually drag the layers above, and you might as well consider what you actually want. Now you can have that you like see where the text originally was, like you saw in the example. I will actually go over to it. Like over here you see there I did a motion blur, here, 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 here. You can smooth that out though. I will show you later on how you do that. We're gonna just duplicate this yet again, and I will likely fast forward right here. Now, as you can see, I made a few layers of this here and actually blurred it. Now, you don't have to be super precise with this one. I actually want to make yet another one of these. You don't have to be super precise with these ones, because if you want to actually delete the effect of seeing where actually the text stopped, like these things here, you can actually make this into a group. Just select them all by selecting the top one and then going down and shift and click. Then you're gonna group them with Command D and call this blurred text. This is optional, you can do this. Now, I like to make backups and just group this again and call it a backup. Now, what you can do with this, you can just select the group and hit Command E, and now you can go to Filter, Blur, and you guessed it, Motion Blur, and now you can actually make it smooth. So yeah, you can if you want it, you can also select how smooth you want it, really smooth or not. It really doesn't matter how you want it. It's just personal preference. I like to have the effect a little bit in there. I think this is okay for now. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to apply the gradient. For that, we're not gonna hit that. We're gonna hit Shift Command N, make a new layer, and let's call this gradient. Now you can right click this. No, it's actually good to do this. You can go down here to the FX icon and hit that, and then go to gradient overlay. That will present you with this. You're gonna select this one right here, and I actually have to reset this one. Yes. Now what you want to do is you want to go right here and make here a green one. You want to hit the middle here. This indicates the middle. Make another marker and hit the color here. That will be yellow. And this one will be, you guessed it, red. So that's okay for now. Okay. So we have this right now. And we're gonna hit Command Backspace to fill it in actually with white, so we can actually see the gradient. Now all this is covered, so we're gonna go to the blend mode here and hit overlay, and that did nothing. Of course it didn't do anything. I'm such a noob. It happens. We're gonna do it differently. So now we're actually gonna go to help, and then just gonna new fill layer right over there, and then so to go to layer, new fill layer, and then gradient. Just call it like that. It's okay. There we go. So we're gonna hit the first marker. That will be. It doesn't actually matter what you make it first. Second, we're gonna hit the white one though. I'm so failing at this right now. I'm sorry if you get occupied by this. I didn't mean to do it, but it happens. It really does happen. I'm only just human. Yeah, I'm only just human. So there we go. Hit OK, and make sure this is set to overlay. So you see right now we have a pretty nice effect. I already really like it actually. Now you're like, well, how do you get the text embedded? Now here's the text. There's the original text layer, and what you can actually do is you can also rasterize this. And wait a sec. Why isn't this? Oh yeah, of course. I have a better idea what we can do. What we can do here is, I also did in the other picture, is we're going to right click this and then hit blending options, go to bevel and emboss, and you see we get a nice bevel and emboss. Obviously. I actually like that for now. So depth 115, size, obviously you can vary how you want it. I would recommend something between actually 13. I think I did something. Yeah, 18. We're gonna go with that. Yeah, so between 18 and 0 or 18 and 3, it's really what you want. Also, we're gonna get a color overlay, and then you can select any color you want, really. But I'm just gonna go with a green, actually, or with a yellow. Yeah, like that. But actually, I want a little bit. So that's kind of white over there. So I'm just gonna hit. So yeah, you see there it is. It's a FFC FF00. Actually, wanna FFF000. Oh, no, that's a nice yellow as well. I know that. So FFF000. Okay, that's a nice yellow. And actually, I'm not quite sure how I want to do this right now. Let me take a look. We have the time. So, right. This looks a little bit different, but I actually kind of like it. Now, what you can do here as well is you can go to Filter, Blur, Motion Blur, and then you can blur that a bit as well, just a tiny little bit. Does this look okay? I don't know. Let's go to the other picture and see what I did there. I see what you did there. So, oh yeah. So yeah, right now we're actually finished with the first version. Yeah, what I forget here is a drop shadow. I don't really have to make this. Like you see, it's really personal preference what you want. I'm just gonna hit the distance to 0 and the spread. Does this look good or not? I actually don't like that. We're gonna not make a drop shadow. So yeah, here's your first clean version of the picture. What we can do now is we'll make a new layer and filter. Go to Filter, Render, and then Clouds. That will make this. We also have to hit Overlay and make it a overlay. And there it actually is. We have a nice effect around that. I really like it like this. So you have like a little bit of things going on over here. Now, if you're asking yourself what is going on with this T over here, I don't know at the moment. It doesn't look too bad actually. But actually, let's go and search why that is. Now, we can try to select it. I'm just going over troubleshooting here, and then make it a new layer. Oh, I had a feather of 50 pixels on there. Doesn't really matter, but yeah. So we're gonna get the subtract this from the actual. Whoa! Now I want to undo that. Subtract this and. Let me see. Oh no, that is not good. Let me actually select that again. I'm just experimenting here, guys. Like, for if it happens to you, that wouldn't be so cool, actually. So, yeah. So I did that. If I hide this right now, it actually looks kind of cool, doesn't it? Actually, quite a nice effect. To be honest, I really like it. If you put it at the M, actually. Let's actually try that pretty soon. So, as you can see, Photoshop is all about experimenting and actually seeing what could be the best thing to do. Now, I'm just going to delete this layer. Whoa, that wasn't supposed to have... yeah. So, you can actually cut this out and then duplicate the layer to make it a little bit... this looks about right. And what I want to do now is drop a mask on that. That looks about right. And then mask this off a little bit so it doesn't have a too big of a shout out, if you want to say it like that. And voila, we actually, no, that's not good. we're gonna apply a layer mask to here as well, just to mask out these unnecessary highlights. So it's really on what you want. Do you want it to be highlighted or not? Oh, that was a bit too dark there. But I think it looks cool for now. It looks okay now. Oh no! What I can? Wow! I just masked the mask. How's that even possible? So yeah, you can do something like that. So I showed you how to fix that. So instead of a dark place, we have now a not so dark place anymore. If it happens to you, you can redo the whole thing or do what I did here. So we're just gonna make this into a group because I like to keep things tidy. T. We're just gonna call it T. Trouble T. Let's call it like that. No, I want to rename it. I want to rename it, you little shit. There. Trouble T. Now, I type so slow because I have to look around my microphone to actually see it. Now, for now, we're good. Doesn't, yeah, it looks cool to me for now. So now we're gonna actually get a custom set of brushes. You can find these brushes. I might put them in the video description, maybe not. Depends on how lazy I am. But it's basically a set of star brushes, and for that we first have to make a new layer. That would be so smart. We make it over the background layer. And now let's take a look. Now I actually have to size this up right here, because otherwise these brushes aren't very, they don't look really good if you have them really small. Just a little bit of advice there. There we have a few star brushes, wing brushes. God, where are these brushes? Oh, right over here. There they are. So yeah, there we have them. So as you can see, you really have to size up these brushes, but I think that's a little bit too overkill. So I'm just gonna hit this side. No, I have a bad thing. Now, if you have your brush selected, you can go to the opacity here, and in the Photoshop CS6 and CS5, I guess, you can actually go over opacity and just change it like this. Otherwise, you have to click the drop down thing here. And we're gonna just give the brush a opacity of 25%. And now we're going to hit some, give it some clicks over here. You can size the thing here down right over here, just to give it a little bit effect. You can obviously use different brushes, and I actually kind of like that. And what you can do now as well, if you find that too overkill, you can obviously not get the trash, but you can obviously select other brushes. I said that as well already, but you can like mask down the opacity of this a little bit. Obviously, you can also like change the opacity of the whole thing over here, or mess with the fill. It's really up to you what you want to do. So yeah, there's that. And what you can do now as well is this is full color. I really like it. It's a little bit happier than the thing I'm about to do. Now we have this gradient fill layer. I'm just going to duplicate this and put it into my backup folder. Just gonna, and now we're gonna merge or make this one layer, rasterize layer. Okay, that's the mask. We can actually delete that. Oh no, we can't delete layer mask. Alright, I was just going to look if I deleted anything there. But we have the gradient fill over here. And what we can do now is hit Command T and then hit Alt and Shift. And then size it down a little bit, like this. Around here. If you want, you can also size it down like this. Yeah, seems about right. Hit enter. And now you're left with this, and you're like, what the fuck? What are you doing? Now we're going to do blur, motion blur, and then we're gonna blur this thing, obviously. Now we're gonna give it a little bit bigger blur. For me, it's about 170 pixels, and hit OK. And now we're still left with this edge over here. Now you can mask that out, or you can always go to blur, motion blur, get the angle to 0%, and do the same. Yeah, it looks about right. And right now, what you can actually do is, if you want to, you can size this up and down, add your likings, because now it's, yeah, better. Just, it's gorgeous. So yeah. So there's that. If you're wondering why the cloud effects over here are harder than the how it's called, why the cloud effects here are actually harder than on that layer are harder than on this here, is here you can actually change it and duplicate it, and then it will get harder. And I actually like this more because it's not as depressing as this here. And here the colors stick a bit out a little bit more, like, if you get what I actually want to say. I hope that you do, because that's the purpose of a tutorial, isn't it? So yeah. See, I don't like this here, because then this here gets oversaturated. I really don't like that. You can mess with the effect layers here to make it actually, or to actually make up for that, but I don't feel like doing that right now. So yeah. I think we accomplished something very good. Okay, let's actually not put the gradient fill over here. Let's actually put it over here. So yeah, maybe. No. Whoa, okay, this looks better. This looks better, I think. I hope. So, yeah, there it is, actually, the effect I wanted to teach you. And if you were for that, or if you were here for that, then you can actually drop off now, because I'm done with this effect. And I don't know why that effect, or that trouble T there, is white. Really don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. No, but yeah, pretty nice effect. If this happens to you, yeah, it may be like that, and then you're just gonna have to remake the document. But right now, I actually want to go and get the blurred lines. Now I want it. I know you want it. And get the M, and then make that a own layer. Then just hide this and hide the trouble T. I actually kind of like this. Now, if you desaturate this here, this could be actually pretty awesome. But I don't have that worked out too well for now, so we're just gonna leave it like this. If you enjoyed it, thanks for watching. If you learned something from it, that was the purpose as well. As always, my tutorials aren't perfect for actually making the exact same thing, but actually discovering new features of Photoshop or how you can do things. Of course, you're always welcome to actually experiment with these things, and maybe you find something that is perfect for you. No one is perfect, and yeah, that's kind of it. So again, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.